Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube station. This is the home of the 5 minute or less video. I can tell you what you need to know in 5 minutes so you don't have to listen to a lot of crap from any other people. I worked for IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. That makes me, 5 decades old. I have a whole team of former IRS agents that work with me. We're affordable national experts in all areas of Internal Revenue Service. You'll find me in the description section. We're available for representation and consultation. I do this videos for 3 reasons: to tell you what a former IRS agent knows, to give you inside information, to go ahead and educate you and to inform you so you can make a really good solid decision on what you have to do, whether you want to do this yourself or you want to use somebody else or whoever. Today I want to talk to you about if you got a CP2000 notice, or if IRS sent you a letter and they're trying to make an adjustment on your tax return. IRS probably sends out about 4 million of these a year, and they happen really very easily. What's basically happened is you usually got a W-2, a 1099, or a 1099-K. It's going to be happening with Venmo, PayPal, and Cash Apps, and it wasn't picked up on your tax return. What IRS does, just so you know, they get all this information from third parties. The third parties must report to them any amount of money over $600. So what IRS does is they get all that information from third parties and they match it up. They match up all the algorithms to your computer to make sure all that information was put on there. So if you get a CP2000 letter and say, hey, we got a 1099 that didn't match up, you have to fix that problem. You can't leave it there. If you put your head in the sand like an ostrich, what's going to happen is IRS is going to send out a series of 3 letters or 4. By the 5th letter, they'll go ahead and levy you, and they will go ahead and either send a bank levy or wage garnishment. So you have to address the problem. You have to, because IRS isn't going to let it go until you call them. Now, just because they sent that form out, that doesn't mean that they're right. They could be wrong, but you must address the problem. A lot of times, it could be an erroneous 1099 or W-2. That's why you got to follow up on it. If it's correct, then you don't even have to acknowledge them, but you are going to owe the money, and then IRS is going to send you a CP14, a 501, a 503, a 504, and a 1058 over a 5-month window period of time, asking you for the money. So you're going to need to have an exit strategy on how you want to pay that, and if you can't, IRS has 3 categories of resolving that debt: with a payment agreement, whether a currently non-collectible, or maybe the filing of an offer and compromise if it's a larger amount. So anyway, do not ignore that CP2000. IRS is simply making an adjustment. By the way, if you got a 1099, you could have expenses against that. So don't assume that's the final bill once they send that to you, because many people that get 1099s have work-related or expenses against that. You've got to go back to your accountant, let him re-prepare the return, send it into IRS. If it's a larger amount, please make sure you take care of it. If you have any questions whatsoever, you need representation, you're welcome to call me. Give me a subscription. YouTube thrives on me getting subscriptions. They kind of bump me up, so that kind of helps me. So I'd appreciate it. Once again, my contact information is below. Leave me a comment. You want me to do a YouTube on something? My YouTubes come from you and nobody else. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate it.